Everybody's favorite Croatian sensation, Baby Lasagna, is back with a 7th music video, I think, in a row. That's got to be some sort of record. There are 7 tracks out from this album that's coming out in 6 days as of recording this. And all 7 of them, I believe, have got music videos, which is quite a feat, especially because the ones that I have seen, whether or not I've liked them from a creative perspective or not, they have definitely all been quite high budget, well shot, somewhat creative in some capacity. You know, Don't Hate Yourself, which I didn't actually do a video on. It's mostly just him kind of rocking about on his, sitting in one place, but it's at least well shot and he's a charismatic dude. So, you gotta respect the hustle on that one. That is a lot of, that's a lot of material. As somebody who's tried to put together music videos myself in the past, they are more work than they seem like they should be. But yeah, no, I have liked most of the songs from this album to varying degrees, I'll admit. I think Rim Tim Taggy Tim is probably going to struggle to be beaten for me. I really, really like that song. But Biggie Boom Boom and Catch Me If You Can have both made it into my regular rotation of music. It's interesting because it definitely, I don't know why, maybe it's this the glorious campness of this sort of Eurovision affiliation, or what it is, because it's a little bit outside of my regular wheelhouse. It's a bit too kind of Euro poppy in a lot of ways, but it's very catchy. I actually quite like the lyrics too. They're kind of sardonic and introspective in a sort of very in a very subtle way, which again I've noticed a lot of times comes from people who don't speak English natively. That I don't know, they just seem to have a really subtle grasp on the language. I guess it's because they actually learn stuff through, well, intentionally rather than just absorbing it. But yeah, I don't know. I quite like some of the introspective stuff that people have pointed out to me in the comments. Things like talking about Biggie Boom Boom being about his sort of social anxiety and things like that. It's interesting. I like that it's got that extra layer of nuance to it. But yeah, he's got a final song called Stress, which I guess is going to be the last release before this album comes out. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get another music video for the actual release day of the album, but I think at that point I'm just being greedy by hoping for that one. Long album too, because we've already got the track listing out. 14 tracks on there, it's pretty good. Let's jump in and have a look and see what Stress is all about.
We should take this to my place. I've got guilt trips, I've got stress.
He's quite chameleonic, is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know, put him in a different costume and he changes his aesthetic quite a lot. It's a good skill to have. Also, looks like a more traditional rock setup for a change, which is nice, definitely appeals to me. I mean, I think I found out when I was researching for the last video that he made that he actually did start his musical career as a guitarist, so hopefully we'll get a little bit more rocky. That sounds good to me. A lot of auto-tune. Okay. Ooh. I quite like the rhythmic nature of this. Obviously, the guitar right now is more or less just doing that bunk, 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 but the sort of way it's setting up for that with a quite it's an interesting melodic line over the top of it, even if I do personally find the use of autotune just a little bit annoying. But I don't know, it feels like it's building up anticipation, and also lots of extras in this one, which is again usually just a sign of budget. Okay. There you go. I love how he has these little kind of Euro poppy sections in between. You just get a couple of little moments where you get some more Croatian musical culture kind of come through. Okay. Fun backing vocals. It is interesting that lyrically he's talking about being lonely and it's like just hang out with you, me, and my demons, which I like lyrically a lot. It's always such a dichotomy. It's such an opposite to the vibe of the song, which is somewhat genius actually. And also, I don't know, I'm really hoping it will kick in at some point, because right now it's teasing, which is perfectly fine if it goes somewhere. We'll have to see. But I know there's a couple of moments there where I thought it was going to evolve, and he's got a little drop out, then more of the same sort of very muted. It's got to go somewhere.
It's not going away, no matter who you talk to, no matter how you pray. So come into my room
That's quite a nice little harmony that came up there. It's sort of like he went down as that like vocal harmony went up. I forget, they're like diverging, I guess. I really like it when people do that. And also, what is up with the weird like plastic gimps in the background? Okay. It is definitely still progressing, which is cool. Like there's slightly more layering coming in over time. I'm really wondering whether this will actually turn into like a sort of and then the guitar start doing actual chords or something. I don't know. I'm very curious. I guess those are his demons, maybe. Okay. I will admit that defied my expectations. I was not expecting it to suddenly have a piano break instead. He's good at doing that. I got to give him credit. He's really good at doing that.
Is there something to gain from this? I'm trying to piece it all in my brain. Does it really get better? Does it all come together?
So pleasing chord progression too.
The masking don't mean to offend. Let's throw a party, baby. You and me and my demons, baby.
It does have a very electric sound just through the entire way, even with like his vocals with the auto-tune on it, the backing vocals, which are tight and very effective to be fair, but they also have that mixed in with like mostly synths. It does feel a little bit over electric to me, but it's a minor gripe. I'm actually quite liking the song structure. Why are they miming playing? There we go. The demons do remind me of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Well, it never did have that explosion that I was expecting, and you know what? That's actually kind of fine. It was a very soulful song, more so than I thought. Like, the changes in between the different tracks he's released so far is pretty massive, actually, compared to, like, Rim Tim Taggington or Catch Me, or any of them, really. They're all quite distinct. I mean, this is more like Don't Hate Yourself, maybe, in its kind of, it's like minimalism, but even still, that definitely was its own beast when it comes to being part of that collection of songs, which is admirable that the sort of diversity is shown in there. It was definitely not my favourite, but also probably not my worst. I think I would have liked it if it did have more of a culmination. Like it dropped out instead of dropping up, which is not what I was expecting it to do. Which is fine. But again, I don't know. I was sort of hoping for more of a payoff that didn't really come through. Vocal performance, though, was really good. It felt earnest, sincere. I liked the melody. He had just enough kind of like emotion in there without it being too over the top. So I really liked that aspect of it. The video was fine. I mean, I appreciate anybody who puts the effort into actually like kind of scripting stuff and having some more, I don't know, sort of, what's it called, parables maybe, you know, sort of describing what it is he's singing about, but not very literally, you know, but the set was decent, it was shot well, he's a charismatic guy, so it's always going to help, so, you know, the music video was kind of fine. It was just like a lot of people fanning around in school uniforms, and the Don't Help Me, I'm Scared monsters dancing in the background, but it was visually interesting and, you know, beats a lyric video or a standard performance video, so I'll give him credit for that. Yeah, I don't know, it's left me in an interesting position where I'm very curious to find out what the rest of this album sounds like. He keeps on getting so close to doing slightly rockier stuff, which is definitely more my taste, and I wish he would. I just wish he would. But that's fine, that's just down to my personal taste. But we'll have to give the album a listen when it comes out. But other than that, yeah, I think that's probably all I've got time for. Let me know in the comments what you think of this one. What's your favourite of the Baby Lasagna singles we've had so far? And yeah, other than that, like, share, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.